What's up, YouTube? This is Aim for Survival, and we've come out on an island to practice and train. Now go ahead and stay tuned. What's up, YouTube? We're out here on Normandy Lake. We've got a small island and we're on one side of it. We got our camp set up, a little firewood processed. Yeah, we kind of cut out the travel part of it, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and show you around camp, and Ray will help us. Okay, so we got Ray's shelter here. I see he's hammocking and tarping. He usually goes all Spartan on the ground. Ray, what are you running?
So I'm running a dry fly. Underneath I've got a two-person hammock.
Oh,
now
he's already got it set up, got his gear up off the ground. Speaking of gear, we both got our packs hanging on the same tree. He's running a Camelback, and I'm running a new one. We'll show you a little more about this pack on another day. Now my shelter is a little different than anything I've really ever done. I'll show you a few reasons why. First off, coming off this hill, we've got our natural wind block. And instead of tent stakes, we use a bunch of rocks. I got a new mesh hammock. I do have a space blanket in there, a dry bag, and a blanket. Coming off the ridge here, you'll notice again we're using the boulders to tie off with, and I did use a dual suspension system. This battle box tarp didn't have a center grommet, so what we've done is run a Y-shaped wire. Got my britches drying in the sun, a little stick to tie off to. Just a really simple setup, guys. Okay, here guys, as you see behind me, we do have our large fuel processed. We have our mediums, our smalls. We took out some of the previously charred materials, and we're just going to build up enough to get through the night. Neither one of us, both using hammocks, are really worried about staying warm tonight, but it's still nice to have a fire. It's comforting, definitely sets the mood. Well guys, let's keep going.
what we've got going on right now is essentially our kindling, what we're going to use to start the fire. We've got larger dead and dry rotted wood here for later in the night. We've got a tin here of char cloth and other things we're going to use to ignite the fire. Pretty much we got everything set up because shortly here after this video we're going to do a kayak around the peninsula on the other side, do a little fishing, and just scout areas for future trips that we're going to do, possibly even a 2-night maybe kayak trip. And but we went, the pit that was here was pretty much already destroyed. Things was kicked in, so we went, got ourselves a good structure, dug it in a little bit deeper, cleared up all the ash, and got ourselves here for a good fire, and for those who are going to use this area after we've already left. So
I just happened to notice I am completely blacked out just about. It was more of a coincidence. I packed the bag on 2 different days. However, let's talk about some food. Trail mix. Guys, it's named that for a reason. It's ready to eat, you don't have to cook. Like right now, we're gonna be leaving our campsite. It would not be productive, and it certainly wouldn't be safe to leave a fire unattended. With that said, always pack things you don't have to cook. I mean, yeah, if you can cook later that night, a hot soup or something, a hot coffee definitely goes a long way. But remember, don't rely on a fire. You might not ever get to have one. Laws might dictate that you're not allowed to make one. So again, we're gonna show you a few more food items. Trail mix is the first one. This is the indulgent trail mix. I've got a blend of peanuts, raisins, chocolate. I've got white confection drops, peanut butter flavored drops, and almonds. So we got our little snack cooked up, and it was real good. You can see that farmer tan's just a little bit deeper. Yeah, I know. It's all good, it's all good. Well, we do have a surprise for dinner. We got some country ham. Yeah, buddy. I brought some country ham out here. We do have some cheesy pasta. Let's see. What else you having for dinner, Ray?
Man, I figured I'd get some rice-a-roni Mexican style.
Some Mexican style rice-a-roni, guys. Ooh, I hadn't had that in forever. I don't know when all the daylight's going to cut out on us, so I'll show you a little bit of what's going on around us. Raymond got us a fire going real quick, real down and dirty style. We ended up putting heat reflector here, and we're just going to slowly build our embers. Use what's around us, kind of clear the camp out, build the ember bed. That way we can cook some supper later on, dry our clothes out from while we've been swimming. I have caught some fish out here today. 3 bluegill, 1 smallmouth. Nothing worth bragging about, but if you can eat it, good day every day. All right, guys, let's just keep having a good time. I've got to say though, this island is much more hospitable than that little spit we were on last time. I was in December. It was awful cold, windy. I was alone. This time I got Raymond here with me. He's already laid up in the hammock, taking him a little nap. Don't blame him. We're probably gonna play hard tonight. Definitely gonna train hard tonight. So right now we're just gonna make some char cloth. Got a little campfire going. Seems like it's going pretty well, so y'all make sure y'all look out for that video. It'll be coming out soon on the channel. Practicing a lot of little skills here and there. Char cloth definitely builds into other skills, and you can also take it back as a surefire method if you can keep it dry. I don't know what's on the menu for dinner tonight. I do know I've got some country ham in my pack, some pasta. We're hardly roughing it out here, guys. I did manage to catch a few fish, a few bluegill and a little bass, nothing to brag about. But again, just practicing the acquisition of food if we were to need it. But since we brought it, there's no need to actually take it. Catch and release. Can't beat that. Ooh. Let me show you a little bit about what this char cloth looks like while you're making it.
Now, when in doubt, whip it out. In case if you want to stay away from the carbs.
He's got the Campbell's soup on us, guys.
Campbell's tomato soup. So,
no, I'm on vacation this time. We're actually going to let myself have some carbs. I know somebody's going to be watching this one. They're going to be like, about time, John, about time.
So I took apart the boxes of rice-a-roni.
Well, I just want a snack, so I'm going with the good old-fashioned ramen. And as you see, I've got Pathfinder water bottle on a tripod. I'm going to boil the water up. Just dump it in with the noodles. Set the lid on top. I did not bring the Pathfinder cup. I've got one of the little GSI steel cups, but it'll work just fine. Do have the lid. We'll make ready with this. What are you having for dinner, Ray?
I don't know. I've got rice-a-roni beef, Spanish rice, and this is Mexican. So
Got all kinds of goodies too, guys.
I don't know. Yeah, it definitely saves space getting rid of those boxes. Hey man, I can put something big because
now I have like this water pouch, pretty good. Improvised the sling because I put the sling on my other pack. Didn't think to bring it. Paracord sling works just fine, and we'll run it like that.
I guess to keep water out, but I put water bottles in it.
Well, then,
So it's just a little moisture or something. I was wondering like, what the hell?
it's so early, man. We got like 3 hours of daylight.
You're right.
I mean, if you're hungry, eat it.
No.
You have nothing to do when it gets dark.
Big ass jar of peanuts. You can snack on. Besides, I've got plenty of these.
Oh yeah, cook you one of them.
That's what she's doing.
Well guys, it was a real good night. We didn't do too much filming. We did a lot of water boiling. Late last night we cooked some country ham mixed in with some macaroni and cheese. It was delicious. For the most part, we got a funny story to go with that too. But let's talk about gear for just a moment. This new backpack, I'll show you the details on this in another video. I want to say that it does have a beaver tail and it opens up clamshell style, which to me was just the perfect combination. Everything I needed at night was right where I could get to it. the thing's further in the pack, it could be opened up, it could be found rather easily. It's got molly for the bottle carrier that we got, external strap so that it held my tarp. Everything you need on one kit, and it keeps you from overloading. I really had to kind of filter through all the junk and just bring what we needed. Let's talk about something I did use, that mesh hammock. Guys, at 3 ounces, it's really appealing for, say, a get-home bag. But you don't want to use this as your primary camp gear, or, you know, for your fun relaxation days. This thing was just about miserable. Early this morning, I woke up and I sagged down an extra 1.5 feet, 2 feet. I had a snake underneath me. Yeah, that woke me up. That woke me up real quick. Wasn't a big one, but it was a snake. Let's see here. Raymond, he ran an Eno hammock, and I'll tell you what do we call that?
It was pretty much like a Rolls Royce to maybe a 70s dirt bike. You know, it was
in the comparison of the hammocks? Yeah, his was like a Bentley or a Rolls Royce compared to my little mesh hammock. Mine was real thin and narrow. His was what, 2-person Eno?
Yeah, 400 a pound, 2-person Eno.
I got to crawl in it this morning, guys. I'm telling you, it was awesome. Now, of course, I run a snug pack jungle hammock, and I have 2 other hammocks that I love to go and use. I probably will use them primarily. I'll put this one into a small kit that's built for getting over long distance. If you know you're gonna have to spend a rough night out, it's better than sleeping on the ground, but not by much. Make sure you raise those mesh hammocks up really high. I had this one at eye level, so probably go about as high as you can reach when you hang them. Let's see what else. Battle box tarp, as always, does amazing. Had a unique configuration. I'll show you a picture of that again. So there it was. Notice I had your typical A-frame, except for I took the front out, had a crossbar, and attached that with one guide line to the tree. That gave me plenty of sitting area for 2 people, plus my hammock. So if it had rained, we'd have been covered. Ray, anything you want to add? I know you mentioned something about taking out what you bring in.
Yeah, definitely. You know, this trip was, in a sense, like a reconnaissance for other trips that we really want to bring family, friends, things like that. Maybe try and get a whole island reserve, but still keep it as primitive as possible. But it's always good practice to bring out whatever you bring in. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah, your contractor bags. You should already have those contractor bags. Fill them up. If you're worried about them, take them home, put them in a regular garbage bag, flip them inside out, spray them off. Those contractor bags will take a beating.
Yeah. But talking about, you know, having a contractor bag, depending on what season you're out here hiking, it could be fall, winter's coming right around the corner. Climate's going to drop tremendously, but that's also going to be some of the best times to get a nice scenery of some of these nice trails you want to be on. So you can substitute, you know, you'll use it for the garbage when you leave, but during your time of camping and whatnot, you'll be using it stuffed with leaves or something like that to prevent you from
I think
hypothermia or
yeah,
you know, but being able to sleep on the ground, having your insulation rather, and well, isolated from the weather, still keep your same tarp that you would use for your hammock, you know, but you just got your contractor bag. You're still keeping you light when you're doing these long trips.
Yeah, it definitely goes back to the versatility of those contractor bags. We'll probably have to work together on a video on just the contractor bags. But I think what he's talking about is making what they call the hobo bean bag or a bum bag. It's where you fill it with duff or debris, depending whether you're in Europe or here in the U.S. You fill it with leaves, and he mentioned the fall. Well, that's when you're going to have all the leaves you need, guys. You can just stuff them in that bag. Last night, I could have easily rolled that up, tied it up, put it under my backside, and I would have stayed a lot warmer, and I'd had that little fluff layer that had kept that snake out from under me. Definitely a lot of good uses, especially in shelter, fire, and camp cleanup. Sorry, you can't get it perfect every time. Another thing, like you mentioned, camp cleanup, guys, take care of the nature, take care of the environment. If you destroy it, it won't be there, but if you really just don't take care of it, they won't let you come out no more. Places like this island is a little piece of heaven, guys. We'll definitely show you a little bit more as we fish our way out of here. But until next time, guys, I need you to smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe, and as always, stay safe.